Breaking news! A new signing took everyone by surprise, and this will divide opinions among fans. Dude, honestly, I personally don't know if Omar Khan got it right this time, but let's hope everything works out. I'll tell you all the details now. But before I begin, hit that like button hard if you've been a Pittsburgh Steelers fan for over 10 years. There are people here who have been rooting for the black and gold for over 30 years. Maximum respect to you. It's great to see fans of all ages. If possible, comment like this: Go Steelers! This year we're going to make the playoffs. I believe it, folks. The Steelers shook things up today with a new addition to the secondary. Pittsburgh officially signed veteran safety Chuck Clark. Now, some fans may remember Clark from his days as a rock-solid enforcer with the Baltimore Ravens. But let's not sugarcoat it. This version of Clark isn't the same one Steelers Nation used to fear twice a year. Clark's recent stint with the New York Jets was anything but smooth. After tearing his ACL in 2023 and missing that season, his return in 2024 left a lot to be desired. The tape doesn't lie, folks. He looked a step slow, especially in coverage, and wasn't the same reliable tackler he once was. Still smart, still experienced, but the physicality, the explosiveness, it just wasn't there. Mike Tomlin, however, sees something valuable in him. He emphasized that Clark came highly recommended, especially for his football character and leadership. And while it's clear the Steelers didn't sign him to be a locked-in starter, he'll bring depth and insurance behind presumed starters Juan Thornhill and Deshaun Elliott. Speaking of Thornhill, he's impressed early. His footwork, confidence, and command at free safety are drawing real attention. Not much is getting past him deep, and that bodes well for a defense that plans to lean heavily on man coverage and aggressive blitzing. But here's the real kicker: Clark isn't guaranteed a roster spot. Don't be shocked if undrafted rookie Sebastian Castro out of Iowa ends up beating him out. Castro has been turning heads with his awareness and physical play, while Clark still looks like he's trying to get his sea legs back post-injury. And with the Steelers planning to deploy Jalen Ramsey in hybrid safety roles, the team may not keep as many traditional safeties on the final roster. Castro could be this camp's dark horse. Meanwhile, back on the practice field, the energy at training camp shifted dramatically from day 1 to day 2. Yesterday, the defense ran the show. Today, the offense came alive, and all eyes were on Aaron Rodgers. Let's be honest, he looked rusty on day 1. Misfires, timing issues, and a clear lack of rhythm. But today, total turnaround. Rodgers came out sharp, in command, and delivered some of the best throws we've seen from him since arriving in Pittsburgh. During the 7 shots period, a crucial red zone drill that tests goal line efficiency, Rodgers led the offense to a 4-3 win over the defense. He threw 2 touchdown passes, including a laser to DK Metcalf and another clutch-out route to Pat Freiermuth to seal the period. The chemistry with DK is heating up fast. Rodgers placed the ball in tight windows, and DK rewarded him by beating top coverage from Darius Slay. Calvin Austin III also emerged as a standout, torching Joey Porter Jr. on a corner route for the longest completion of camp so far. Austin's speed and route running continue to look elite, and it's no surprise when you consider what he flashed last year before inconsistent QB play held him back. One offensive weapon to keep your eyes on is rookie running back Caleb Johnson. This guy is electric. He's breaking off outside runs, turning the corner with ease, and moving with a fluidity you just don't see often from backs his size. Every time he touches the rock, it feels like something big could happen. If he keeps this up, he might play his way into real snaps this season, even with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren ahead of him. Now, the offensive line, there are concerns that need to be addressed. Zach Frazier, the new center, has struggled with snap inconsistency. 2 days, 2 bad snaps. That's got to be cleaned up fast, especially considering similar issues followed him from his college days. Left tackle Broderick Jones hasn't had the strongest start either. He's given up early pressures and even got beat badly by Alex Highsmith in a viral moment that's making the rounds. It's still early, and the pads aren't on yet, but those red flags are starting to wave. Flipping to the defense, there's a new name rising quickly: rookie Derek Harmon out of Oregon. He got first-team reps alongside Cam Hayward and absolutely made the most of them. He notched the only sack on the first-team offense today and continues to flash elite get-off and power. The coaching staff is clearly trusting him early, and that's not something handed out lightly. Another strategic wrinkle we saw today: the Steelers are getting creative with their pass rush. TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith are rotating spots, coming from different angles, and even dropping into coverage occasionally. They're making this front 7 unpredictable, which is exactly what they need to do to keep offenses guessing. And let's talk about Jalen Ramsey. The Steelers are unleashing him. He's blitzing from the slot, he's shadowing receivers, and he looks like he's thriving in his new role. Ramsey brings a physicality and swagger that this secondary has been missing. Remember how dangerous this defense was when Mike Hilton was terrorizing quarterbacks from the slot? Ramsey might take that to a whole new level. Mike Tomlin has made it clear this defense is going to play a lot of man coverage. And with players like Darius Slay, Joey Porter Jr., and Ramsey anchoring the back end, the Steelers believe they can match up with anyone. Combine that with a lethal pass rush, and it's going to be a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks trying to get the ball out in time. All of this leaves one big question. How will this team balance the firepower on both sides of the ball? Can Aaron Rodgers stay healthy and consistent enough to carry the offense while the defense sets the tone with aggression and versatility? I want to hear what you think, Steelers Nation. How do you feel about the Chuck Clark signing? Are you worried about the offensive line, or are you confident they'll clean it up once the pads come on? And how excited are you to see this defense go full throttle this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The momentum at training camp didn't slow down one bit, and neither did the headlines. As the Steelers wrapped up another high-energy session, several under-the-radar developments began shaping what could be a transformative preseason for Pittsburgh. We already touched on the explosive performance by Aaron Rodgers and the tough film on Chuck Clark, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes, and it's time we dive even deeper. One of the biggest undercurrents right now is the rapidly intensifying battle for roles on this new-look Steelers defense. The coaching staff is not pulling any punches when it comes to evaluating talent, and they're not giving veterans the benefit of the doubt just because of name recognition or prior achievements. If you thought the roster was set on the back end, think again. Let's talk about the ripple effect caused by Clark's signing. While many assumed he'd walk into a backup role behind one Thornhill and Deshaun Elliott, it's become increasingly clear that there's no guarantee. Sebastian Castro, the undrafted free agent out of Iowa, is pushing hard. He's already drawing praise for his instincts and understanding of the game, which is no small feat given the complexity of Pittsburgh's defensive system. And this isn't just puff talk. He's flashing real playmaking ability in camp, while Clark, still shaking off the rust, looks like he's trying to play catch-up both mentally and physically. The Steelers don't need extra bodies at safety for the sake of it, especially since they plan to rotate Jalen Ramsey into that position regularly. Ramsey's hybrid usage could reduce the need for a fifth traditional safety, putting even more pressure on Clark to prove he still belongs. If Castro outplays him in the preseason, don't be surprised if Clark ends up as a veteran cut casualty before week 1. And speaking of Jalen Ramsey, let's just say this. He's becoming the defensive X-factor. They're using him everywhere: deep safety, nickel blitz, man coverage against top slots, and even floating pre-snap to disguise coverages. The Steelers' plan is simple but bold. Return to a dominant man-to-man scheme with disguised looks and overload pressure packages, and Ramsey is at the center of it all. This scheme is taking heavy inspiration from when Mike Hilton used to cause chaos in Pittsburgh, but Ramsey brings a whole different level of size, speed, and physicality. He's all over the field, constantly chirping, leading, and firing up the defense. Sound off in the comments and let's keep this conversation going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay locked in. We've got more breaking Steelers news and updates coming your way. Hit that bell so you never miss a report. Here we go, Steelers Nation. Go Steelers!